Hi, this is Talks with Drea, and I'm Drea Simone. Today we're going to discuss a topic. We're going to be talking about dating multiple partners, and is that like a good thing or a bad thing? So, give me 1 second. So, guys, on U News, according to U News, in recent years, casual sex encounters, also known as hookup culture, has gained vast popularity in the United States. With the sudden emerge of this new culture trend, one demographic appeared to be implementing it the most. And of course, it's college students. Let's talk about, we're going to be discussing hookup culture and dating multiple people, and is it good, is it bad, you know what I'm saying? So let's just dive right in, and let me give you my opinion. I feel like dating multiple people is not a bad thing.
Wow.
I feel like in today's society, you don't want to waste your time with somebody, because there's a lot of people out here, I feel like, who just goes and wastes people's time. Like, men do it, women do it, and I don't feel like there's nothing wrong in dating multiple people. Now, with that being said, when I say dating multiple people, I don't mean sleeping with multiple people. I just mean plainly dating multiple people, like going on dinner dates. I don't think there's anything wrong if a guy, let's say, you're a girl and a guy courts you per se, and he says, hey, I think you're beautiful, I want to get to know you more, let's go on a date, right? And let's get a vibe. Everybody be talking about, oh, let's get a vibe. I don't see anything wrong with that. Like, I think it's okay for you to go on a dinner date, and I think that people make it seem like it's a bad thing to date around, but I think they get dating and sleeping confused. Now I don't encourage sleeping around with multiple people, but to each his own. My channel, I'm not here to judge anybody. I'm just here to give you my personal opinion, thoughts, and beliefs on that. A lot of people, we talk about Netflix and chill. I honestly feel like on the first date, okay, ladies, so on the first, like, if a guy wants to take you out, right? I'm sorry, let me rewind, because I'm getting flustered. So, woosah. Okay, so let's say you like a guy, right? Ladies, you like this guy, and he likes you. You think he's attractive, he thinks you're attractive, whatever. And he says, let's hang out, right? And you're like, okay, let's hang out, right? And he says, let's Netflix and chill. And red flag. Absolutely not, ladies. You don't want to, that should not be your first date. You definitely want him to court you properly. You want him to be able to, get to know you for you. And a lot of times when you are in that space where you guys are, when he's in your space or you're in his space, it could be either or, but especially when he's in your space, you don't know the guy, you don't know if he's a murderer, a killer, crazy. Like, you don't want just anybody coming to your place, Netflix and chilling. And you don't want to go to anybody else's place and Netflix and chill, because again, you don't know that person, and it could potentially be dangerous for you. But another thing, besides the dangerous part, you also want to look at, okay, like, you're more likely to sleep with that person, that time, because it's everybody, you're in a relaxed environment, and let's say you guys are drinking, and then one thing could lead to another. And if that's not something that you personally want to do, and you just really want to get to know that person, you have a better chance and a better opportunity, I personally feel like, to do that at a dinner, and really talk to that person and see where their mindset is. See if, he's on the same page as you, fellas. If it's, you're trying to see if she's on the same page as you. But if you are on that and you just want to hook up and, and you just want to go Netflix and chill, then that's your business. I'm not here to judge you, but I wouldn't encourage it if you're looking for some type of relationship out of it. Now, if you're just trying to hook up with that person, then that's something totally different. But if you're really liking this person, ladies, I don't think it's smart to do a Netflix and chill on the first or second or even third date. I think you kind of gotta wait and get a feel for the guy, maybe give it a few months before he comes into your space and your, little atmosphere. And the flued out culture. Okay, so we have this culture now. It's called flued out. Hold on, I'm gonna take a drink of wine. We have this thing called hookup culture, right? And it's when the guy flies you out. Typically, it's when the guy, usually the guy is, I'm assuming, 6 figures and up, maybe more. He's a wealthy, well-to-do guy, and he flies you out. Now, again, I don't encourage this. And if you're single, you get to do what you want to do. But I don't encourage it because, once again, like, you're putting yourself in a position where it could be potentially dangerous. You don't know that person. And we're talking about people that are just meeting the people, not somebody that you've been talking to, you've met before, and then he wants to fly. We're not talking about that. We're talking about somebody be like, hey, you look good, let me fly you out type thing. So in that instance, and in that case, I feel like it's not safe and that you shouldn't do it. I just don't think, and just know, ladies, like, if a guy does decide to fly you out, more times out of none, he's gonna want something from you. So I've seen online where he's flying the girl out, right? And she's like, no, I don't want to sleep with you. Well, sweetie, that's what he expected. Nobody's giving you things and handing you all this money and stuff without wanting something in return, whether it's it's your time or he wants to sleep with you. But most of the time it's because the guy wants to sleep with you. Wow. And if that's something that you're not comfortable with doing, then I would suggest not to be a part of the flued out culture. Or you can let them know, like, hey, like, you cool and everything, and I want you to take me out and stuff, but I'm not gonna do nothing with you. And then just see if you guys are on the same page. And if he agrees to it, then you want to take extra precaution. You kind of want to look him up, look at his record, if you're gonna go that route. But like I said, I wouldn't encourage it because you could be in a potential dangerous situation. So I wouldn't encourage that for you ladies. Okay, so here's another thing I want to talk about. If a guy, a lot of ladies and guys have this conversation online that I see. If a guy is spending money on you, like at a dinner date, on your first date, do you ladies feel like you have to put out? Do you feel like you have to sleep with him? In my opinion, absolutely not. If a guy is taking you out, he's courting you, he likes you, he reached out to you, I don't feel like you have to. Why do I have to sleep with you? It doesn't make any sense. Like, if you like me, you're gonna like me for me, and you're not gonna like what's in between me. You get what I'm saying? So I don't feel like a woman or a man is obligated to sleep with anybody if they don't personally feel comfortable. But again, ladies and guys, communicate, over communicate. Like, when I was before I was married, and I was dating, and when I would date a guy, and I didn't want to, I wanted to make sure he knew that I wasn't gonna get down with the get down. I let him know, like, look, we can go out and stuff, and we can have a good time, but I'm just letting you know I ain't doing nothing with you. And then most guys that I said that to, I never got a bad reaction. Most people was like, oh no, I just want to take you out. I just want to have a good time and get to know you. And I'll be like, okay, cool. And then we can do that. So just over communicate, because some people might assume that you might want to, or some people may not assume. And if you are going to go that route where you do decide that you want to you guys want to sleep together, because you're grown and you have that, you know, you can do what you want to do. Use protection. Don't, you know, I encourage protection because it's so many things out there that's harmful. It's so, you know, it's just a precautionary. You don't want to have any babies, you know. I will say that the best way to be protected is through abstinence, because using a condom is not 100%. It's you know, you are protected, but it's not 100%. People have used condoms and they still got somebody pregnant, or, you know, got something. But just use protection if you're going to engage in that. And I know that everybody is not like Christian. Everybody that doesn't have traditional beliefs, everybody is not perfect. So that's why I encourage for people to use protection. And if you can, wait till marriage. I know it's hard. I didn't do it, but if you can, wait till marriage, because the older I get, and I'm married now, by the way, guys, I'm married now. The older I get and the wiser I get, I see why it says in the Bible to wait until marriage. I see the hurdles that people are going through because they decided to sleep with that person, or the soul tie that somebody is going through because they decided to sleep with that person. I just wish I would have listened. I waited for a very long time to engage in that type of activity. I did wait until I got into my early 20s. I waited, you know, until then, but I just really wish that I could have waited a little longer for my husband instead of going and doing it on my own, thinking I know everything. I lived in a very conservative household. My parents, my mom and stepdad, they're both sheriffs for the Polk County Sheriff's Office. My mom is now retired. My dad, he's a music producer, and he's around a lot of prestigious people. And, you know, I was always kind of, I feel like, sheltered in a sense. So when I got to be 21 and I moved out, you know, I started to experience, you know, things, not necessarily sex, but just things with different, like in different relationships, you know, and I got to understand myself a little bit better. I think that we shouldn't condemn our exes, and we should wish, hope, and pray for the best, that, you know, they have moved on and are happy and free. I think that your exes in disguise is a blessing, and you might be like, dang, like, why did I date that person? Why was I with that person? Because I asked myself a lot. Like, I was dumb. Like, I was naive. I was super dumb. Like, I did not know anything. I didn't know anything about guys. Just because somebody say they love you, that don't mean nothing. People have to show you. Let people show you with their actions that they love you. Don't just let somebody be like, oh, I love you, and oh, da, 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 da. That doesn't mean anything. People will show you if they care about you with their actions. And, you know, when I was younger, I knew that because I was taught that. But, you know, when you're in that moment, you kind of get lost in the sauce, you know. So, and you find out you be in situations that you shouldn't even be in. Like, you shouldn't even, like, why are you here? You know, so in that regard, I am thankful for my past, because if it wasn't for my past, if it wasn't for me experiencing those things that I went through, I wouldn't know any better. Like, I would still be kind of, you know, naive to a lot of stuff. And not to say that I know everything, because I absolutely don't. I still mess up. I still do dumb stuff. I'm not perfect. I'm not on here on this channel to make anybody feel like, you know, I'm this perfect person, because I'm not. I make mistakes every single day. And that's a part of life. That's a part of growing. But, you know, I'm much wiser than I was. And I kind of can see red flags from far away now. Then instead of just, you know, ignoring the red flags, I pay attention to them now. You know, because let's be honest. When we date a person and we see the red flags, and what do? We ignore them. We ignore them, and we're like, oh, well, we can work this, we can fix this, and we can do. You can't. You can't. Let them fix their problems, and if they're meant for you, and if they're ready for you, and if they're meant for you, they'll come to you. And I just want to be, I want to let you guys know that just because something doesn't work out, just because, you know, you feel like life is over, it's not. Life goes on. You move on, you find somebody else, and life goes on. And they, you know, and just so you don't repeat the same cycle, make sure you take from what you've learned and apply it to your new relationship. Don't get into a relationship and then make that person basically pay for what your past has done for you. Because I've been in relationships where I was getting treated like crap because their ex did something to them, and now I gotta go through, or now I gotta suffer because the girl that you was with before, you couldn't trust her. You know, that's not fair to me. That wasn't fair to me. It's not fair to anybody. So make sure that you are fully healed before you get into a relationship. And if you're not, then don't get into it, you know. So going back to dating multiple partners, like I said, I really think that it's okay, as long as you're not sleeping with the people that you're dating. Like, as long as you're not sleeping with multiple partners, in my opinion. And like I said, you guys get to do whatever you want. This is just me giving my personal opinion on everything. But yeah, and I just feel like everybody should stay encouraged. I still believe in love, and I think that you should too. I don't think you should get discouraged from somebody that broke your heart, or you feel like there's no good men out there, because there is. I'm proof of it. There are good men out there. And not all the men that are good are married. So that's another myth that people try to tell you. You just have to, this is what I tell people. If you focus on you and getting yourself together and moving towards something beautiful for yourself, once you start just doing things for you, all that other stuff is gonna come. The relationship is gonna come. The money's gonna come. The you know, everything will come together. Just gotta pray about it, and everything will come together. And with that being said, that is the end of our talk show, or my talk show. And be encouraged, stay encouraged. I love you guys. I would love to see your comments down below. Let me know what you think. Do you think dating multiple partners is wrong or right? Do you think that it's wrong? No woman or man should be dating multiple people? Or do you think that, it's okay? And what do you think about dinner dates versus Netflix and chill and the flued out culture? And do you believe in waiting until marriage? Do you think that's the best option? Or you're like, no, I gotta know what's going on way before I get married? Okay, guys, have a blessed one. Encouraged. Bye.